nor hang me. Listen, I want to carry off my son from them with yourself. I wish that this event, which on the day it is known will completely change the aspect of affairs, should be accomplished without the knowledge of any others but yourself, myself, and a third person. And who is this third person? Monsieur le Prince. He has come, then, as they told me, last evening, and you have seen him. He has just left me, and will he aid this project? The plan is his own. And Paris. He will starve it out and force it to surrender at discretion. The plan is not wanting in grandeur. I see but one impediment. What is it? Impossibility. A senseless word. Nothing is impossible. On paper. In execution we have money. A little, said Mazarin, trembling, lest and should ask to draw upon his purse. Troops, 5 or 6,000 men. Courage, plenty. Then the thing is easy. Oh, do think of it. Giulio, Paris, this odious Paris, waking up one morning without queen or king, surrounded, besieged, famished, having for its sole resource its stupid parliament, and their co-tutor with crooked limbs. Charming, charming, said Mazarin. I can imagine the effect. I do not see the means. I will find the means myself. You are aware it will be war, civil war, furious, devouring, implacable. Oh, yes, yes, war, said Anne of Austria. Yes, I will reduce this rebellious city to ashes. I will extinguish the fire with blood. I will perpetuate the crime and punishment by making a frightful example. Paris. I detest. I loathe it. Very fine. Anne, you are now sanguinary, but take care. We are not in the time of Malatesta and Castruccio Castricani. You will get yourself decapitated, my beautiful queen, and that would be a pity. You laugh, faintly. It is dangerous to go to war with a nation. Look at your brother monarch, Charles I. He is badly off, very badly. We are in France, and I am Spanish. So much the worse. I had much rather you were French, and myself also. They would hate us both less. Nevertheless, you consent. Yes, if the thing be possible. It is I who tell you so. Make preparations for departure. I. I am always prepared to go. Only, as you know, I never do go, and perhaps shall go this time as little as before. In short, if I go, will you go too? I will try. You torment me, Giulio, with your fears, and what are you afraid of? Then, of many things. What are they? Mazarin's face, smiling as it was, became clouded. And, said he, you are but a woman, and as a woman you may insult men at your ease, knowing that you can do it with impunity. You accuse me of fear. I have not so much as you have. Since I do not fly as you do, against whom do they cry out? Is it against you or against myself? Whom would they hang? Yourself or me? Well, I can weather the storm. I, whom, notwithstanding, you tax with fear, not with bravado. That is not my way, but I am firm. Imitate me. Make less hubbub and think more deeply. You cry very loud. You end by doing nothing. You talk of flying. Mazarin shrugged his shoulders, and taking the queen's hand led her to the window. Look, he said. Well, said the queen, blinded by her obstinacy. Well, what do you see from this window? If I am not mistaken, those are citizens, helmeted and mailed, armed with good muskets, as in the time of the League, and whose eyes are so intently fixed on this window that they will see you if you raise that curtain much. And now come to the other side. What do you see? Creatures of the people, armed with halberds, guarding your doors. You will see the same at every opening from this palace to which I should lead you. Your doors are guarded. The air holes of your cellars are guarded. and I could say to you, as that good La Raimy said to me of the Duc de Beaufort, you must be either bird or mouse to get out. He did get out. Nevertheless, do you think of escaping in the same way? I am a prisoner. Then, parbleu, said Mazarin, I have been proving it to you this last hour. And he quietly resumed his dispatch at the place where he had been interrupted, and, trembling with anger and scarlet with humiliation, left the room, shutting the door violently after her. Mazarin did not even turn around. When once more in her own apartment, and fell into a chair and wept, then suddenly struck with an idea, "I am saved!" she exclaimed, rising. "Oh, yes, yes, I know a man who will find the means of taking me from Paris, a man I have too long forgotten." Then, falling into a reverie, she added, however, with an expression of joy, "Ungrateful woman that I am! For 20 years I have forgotten this man, whom I ought to have made a Marshal of France. My mother-in-law expended gold, caresses, dignities on Concini, who ruined her. The king made Vitry Marshal of France for an assassination, while I have left in obscurity, in poverty, the noble D'Artagnan, who saved me." And running to a table, on which were paper, pens, and ink, she hastily began to write. Chapter L. The interview. It had been Zortagnan's practice, ever since the riots, to sleep in the same room as Porthos, and on this eventful morning he was still there, sleeping, and dreaming that a yellow cloud had overspread the sky, and was raining gold pieces into his hat, which he held out till it was overflowing with pistoles. As for Porthos, he dreamed that the panels of his carriage were not capacious enough to contain the armorial bearings he had ordered to be painted on them. They were both aroused at 7 o'clock by the entrance of an unliveried servant, who brought a letter for D'Artagnan.